Look, my shirt, bruh. It's terrible. Oh my god, look at this guy trying to like sell some product. So Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus, came out. Can we leave it in there? Actually, let's frame it. Just do it like this.
I knew that was
yeah. Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus, came out last week. No, a little bit before that actually. It came out just before Winter PAX, and that's how we
Friday of
it.
that was the 29th or something, or 30th of to there, something like that. We never know the dates, just like we didn't know the date of Destiny when it came out. It actually came out on was it the 9th now?
Who cares, man?
Oh, whatever.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Anyway, so Wolfenstein 2 came out, and I planned to play it, but I didn't really care that much. And then I got 2 free copies of it, so I took one, and then Sam took the other one.
Yeah.
And now we want to talk about it. What do you think of Wolfenstein 2?
Okay, the big problem I found that there was no story.
No,
there was no story.
It was weak narratively.
Very, very weak. You didn't care about the characters.
Crappy characters.
And everything that I just said was a complete lie. It's one of the best games I think I've played all year. And I know what I was going to say. I play all sorts of games all throughout the year. I have.
Sam has played 3 games this year. He's played Overwatch. He's played 2 rounds of PUBG.
Yes.
And he's played Wolfenstein.
Yes.
You suck, you jackass.
So Wolfenstein, I played it this week, and I have a proper review coming out for it soon.
Oh, a proper review?
Proper review.
This is the proper review.
I was really taken with the game. It's a really, really fucking good game. But I'll say this though, I'll rephrase what I said. It's a pretty good game. It's a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's 3.5 hours of cutscenes, and they are some of the best cutscenes, I think, in any video game ever. Like, I honestly believe that the story, the performances, the themes that are sort of so, rife throughout it, it honestly is one of the best told, best written, best acted video games ever.
100%. Not to mention,
No
when I was watching it, and I won't even say playing, when I was watching that, it kind of hit me as much as Metal Gear 1 hits you, in terms of the narrative that's being told, and how much of it's like, whoa, this is, for me, it felt not like a step forward, but like a big refreshment of like amazing story being told in a video game. Something like BioShock for me, in terms of you're thrown into a world that's so realized, and on top of that, a story that's so compelling that you just really want to know more about it. You want to know about the characters. For me, I didn't even care about so much the gameplay, although I felt that the gameplay was a lot better than I feel like you think it was. I really just couldn't wait for the next cutscene, to be honest.
I agree. But coming back to your point about Metal Gear, I actually thought something similar as I was playing it, because I was like, this year I played a game called Nier Automata, very good game, one of the best games I've ever played, in fact, and it had an incredible story as well, but it's a very Japanese story, and I feel that Japanese storytelling is inherently different than Western storytelling.
I know what you mean by that.
And Metal Gear Solid is still a Western style story, but it's still written by a Japanese guy, and it still comes through. So for me, it doesn't feel as real when it's Metal Gear, even though it's fucking cool. Like Metal Gear and Nier Automata is cool, but it doesn't feel real. Whereas with Wolfenstein, I feel like there's a depth and a realness to it that comes through.
You're playing Metal Gear Solid, it's like, there's something so...
Pause. Hello. Hello. We have successfully traced your location.
Hello, Ralph. Your dildo has arrived at... I don't know what this is. What are we talking about? But like with Wolfenstein, you're right. Like, you do feel like you can connect with those characters because it's like entrenched in history, and it could have easily been the kind of, parallel universe that we could all be living in.
It's true. If the Nazis won, the premise of the game is if the Nazis won the war and America was being occupied by Nazis, what would it be like? It's important to understand the reason we're talking about the cinematics so much is because they're so good. And it's not about the game being shit. It's about the cinematics and the story just being that amazing that it eclipses the gameplay experience.
That's so true. Like, most of our videos, we try and make it 10 minutes. And for me personally, it's like...
10 minutes and 1 second.
10 minutes and 1 second. Important. That's very important. It's like with this game, I really want to dedicate most of that time to like, wow, what a story this was, what a way to tell it, and even just the way that the emotions were shown through the face, the way, I know I've spoken, it's actually quite similar a little bit to the Battlefront 2 single player experience that I had. I only played the demo version in that closed beta, but in terms of very intimate situations and scenes, and it shows the father and the son relationship, and something very
Wolfenstein does that.
Wolfenstein, I'm talking about now, yeah. Something very interesting that I picked up, and I'm not sure if you felt that, it was funny how his father had similar ideas of the Nazis, and he grew up to start fighting against that. So, and then you felt, the recurring, theme of his father coming back into his life. For me, it kind of felt like he was also fighting against his father.
The story-wise, I feel like it's very strong. Gameplay-wise, if you're wondering if it's a solid game, it's still a solid game. Good gunplay, great mission design, great level design, great versatility in terms of how you can solve problems, you don't just go in one way. Like, I'm playing Call of Duty World War II campaign right now. Oh my god, it's so boring. And the main reason is because there's just one way through. It's just a single lane and that's it. There's only one way to solve every problem.
I have to disagree with that. Wolfenstein, it feels like it's quite linear.
It's linear in terms
of... There's no three ways or two ways. It's not 2 or 3 ways in most situations to get from point A to point B.
It definitely is. Definitely.
No.
You can go 100% stealth playthrough in that game if you wanted to.
Oh, I'm talking like... Okay, you're talking like how you want to kill the enemies. I'm talking maybe you could explore the world in a different way and come to the same point A to point B.
A lot of the set pieces in that as well. If you look at the level design, there are so many ways that you can go in a level. Think about the big open spaces that you enter. Do I go up high? Do I go down here first?
I mean,
where do I want to take down?
In New York, yes.
In a lot of missions, trust me.
Yeah, and look, another thing I'll say is, although I thought the game was absolutely fantastic, I thought the weapon mechanics felt really good to me.
Yep.
But when you boil it down to how many enemies you get to fight, I can probably think of 7 or 8. Like
that doesn't matter though.
No, but you want diversity. You want a reason to have each environment to play differently with the character, with the enemies you're fighting. There was that big guy with like the laser, and there's another big guy that just like a different type of gun. And there was just Nazis. I wanted more like, and okay, there was the dog and then the big mech. But when you think about it, you're playing a game for 10 hours. You kind of want to you want more than maybe 7 or 8 different types of enemies. I would have liked some cooler, more Nazi technology. Because Nazi technology, of course, as a lot of you guys know, back in the 40s, they were researching the hell out of it. So it's like really cool to like maybe implement some really out of this world stuff. And not to mention not to give this might be spoiler actually.
Don't do it as well.
Yes, so there's some Nazi stuff that they were looking to do back in the 40s. So I think it could have been cool if they kind of implemented some more out of this world enemies to fight, for sure.
Regardless, I feel that I wasn't playing it for the mechanics as much as I was to get to the next cutscene.
Yeah.
And so for that reason alone, it's incredible. And I think it has really helped make this game one of the best games of the year.
100%.
So go out and buy it. And if you can't buy it now, wait for sale and get it cheaper. $30, $20, whatever. Just make sure you play it at some point. It's a Bethesda game, and they love to discount the hell out of everything over time.
And
so
this is a good opportunity
you get your hands on it.
to let you know that Ralph will be giving 100 of these away, 100 on Skill Up. So check that out. You've heard it now. We've put it out, so he has to do it. So please make sure you listen and like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.